A lot of people ask me about this one, how to get a regular gig. And look, it's not easy. I don't want you to think that it is an easy thing to do, but it is also not impossible. So, the way that it works is firstly, you need to start writing articles for that particular magazine or newspaper. And then, if they like it, they're going to ask you to come back and write some more. Or are there any other topics that you could write for us? So, that could be the beginning of being a regular contributor or getting a regular gig. If you want to be on TV, which I know loads of people do, I often hear people saying, how can I be, the presenter on the morning show or whatever about this particular topic? To do that, you really need to get on the show first, do a really good job, get to know all of the other presenters and the producers, and then basically ask them if you can come back again. A lot of people forget that they could just ask. And certainly in my own situation, I was on Sky Business TV at one stage with this woman who I knew had a radio show that was syndicated across 50, 60 different radio stations. And so at the end of the TV, we got on really well. And I said to her, is there any chance I could be on your radio show? And she was like, oh my God, yes, absolutely. I'd love you to. Most people don't ask me. And so I managed to get myself a really good half-hour radio gig on primetime radio as well. So to get on TV on a regular, well, to get anywhere really as a regular gig, you're going to have to at least write for them or appear on their show, have them like you, have their audience members like you, and then the chances are that you'll get asked back. If you want to be a regular contributor to a magazine, it's much, much easier. I would suggest that you send your media release to them, and if they pick it up, then I would also just go back to them and say, look, I've got loads more topics I could write about. Here are 5 suggestions, and often they'll choose one of those and say, yes, if you could do that story for me as well, that would be great. And then you just continue doing that, and before you know it, they're going to be printing you all the time or publishing you all the time. So a regular gig is not impossible. It's not the easiest thing to do, particularly for TV, but the first thing that you need to do is start getting published and get those interviews and start building those relationships with journalists. And of course, I would be a big fan of you dealing directly with the journalist yourself, because that's going to build that relationship much faster than if you're doing it through a PR agency.